This episode of Outdoor Journal Radio is brought to you in part by the Invasive Species Centre, protecting Canada's land and water from invasive species. Freedom Cruise Canada, rent the boat, own the memories. JMB Cycle and Marine, your home for all things power sports, boats, and equipment. And Silver Wax, absolute care for everything you drive. On the road again.
Oh,
you
why
love
do you
that,
have
Peter.
To, why
you
do you
love
have
it.
to do it?
I do it for you, not for me.
Yeah, okay, thank you, buddy. Hey, everybody. Welcome
How
to
you
this
doing,
week's Outdoor
folks?
Journal Radio, the podcast. On the road again version, that's Stevie singing his favorite Willie song. Is that your favorite Willie song? One of them?
You know what? Willie's got so many good songs, but that is...
It's a catchy bugger, I'll tell you that.
It's right
Everybody
up there.
knows it, so...
That's right. Poncho and Lefty with Merle Haggard, though, is it might take the
Okay,
cake.
now you're confusing me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about there.
Well, a lot of you folks out there do.
Anyways, we are, of course, on the road again. Steve and myself, Dean and Rick, the cameraman. And we are at Airedale Lodge, which is very different in the past to Airedale Outpost Services. Airedale Lodge and Outpost, I think, is what it's called. And we're going to be sitting here at the bar. Booze is all over there, but we can't get it. It's out of reach for us. They knew it, but Dean knew where to put us because otherwise we'd be in big trouble on that deal.
And what a place, by the way.
What a place, man. This place is unreal. So I guess, can I go a little bit quickly, or do you want to talk about that later, Dino, this place?
I think we can get into that, and then maybe we move on to the other stuff.
Okay,
Sure.
so Ange and I worked with Airedale before. It was owned by Steve Dale, and it was just an outpost camp. So it was an outpost service with a bunch of outpost camps. And Steve was the pilot of a bush plane or bush planes, and he'd take everybody into the little. We went to
I think there was 14 or 15.
Yeah, there's a lot of lakes and that.
Yeah.
So Jenn and Martin, they bought this place, or they bought the company, Airedale, and then they bought this lodge on Whitefish and Manitowoc Lake, and they've added this into the Airedale. So this is the Airedale Lodge and the air service. So
Yes.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
You're a good boy.
You can come into camera.
You're a
here,
good
buddy.
man.
Thank you.
Hey, is that straight gin, bud?
Vodka.
I needed that.
Water.
As you boys saw, I didn't drink a whole lot of water again today. So.
Oh, you're like a camel, dude.
So anyways, this is a great facility, and the best part about this is Jenn and Martin, the staff, Mike, their son, and the staff are just outstanding. They
Outstanding.
It's second to none again as usual on most of these Ontario lodges that we get to visit. Thank God for
Food
that.
is great.
Best dessert ever. That was done by
Barb.
Barb made the best dessert
Jesse's
ever for us
wife.
the other night. It spiked Rick's glucose monitor off the charts. Like it was that good, and Ricky said, piss on it, I'm eating it anyway.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like God. Oh, so yeah, the meals, the steak we had last night was just, anyways, it was just outstanding. So, and the fishing here, we'll get into it right now. We might as well get into it right now. Walleye, smallmouth, northern pike, and lake trout. We didn't get any lake trout this trip, but we got all three of the others.
And we did get some perch.
Yeah, and there's perch too. Yeah, they don't advertise it. But
We're having a tournament where all species count, so I needed to make sure that I added in the perch because we were the ones that got them.
That's right, you added them on the board.
Yeah.
Okay, that's speaking of which, we brought in Angler's Leaderboard. So
Very cool.
Dean was teaching us about this online fishing tournament you can do and have fun. You do it just for fun, or you can do it for money if you want with your buddies. But it was just the Dean, Steve, and I, and trying this out, and we had a riot doing it. It was just like you catch these fish, you measure it quickly, and you throw it back. And at the end of the day, we haven't even looked at the tally yet. So I know the boys beat me because there's the two boys against me, and they went peckerel fishing and they smashed them like you guys. We
gotta be
annihilated
fair.
them.
We gotta be fair to you and give you your due. So Dean and I ended up on the FNC. The FNC 2.
Why don't you just call it a nice, beautiful 20-foot Princecraft
The beautiful
expedition.
20-foot Princecraft expedition
There
with
you
the 250 on it, live scope.
4 graphs.
You had live
Kraken.
scope. You had live scope.
Yeah,
we had
live scope.
4 graphs. The Kraken trolling motor with spot lock, and all the comforts that any angler in the world could wish to have.
Yes.
And Peter, we put him in a 16-foot tenor with a 40 horsepower that was a little temperamental, to say the least.
Yeah, but
in
we
the
got her
wind,
going. we got her
with
going.
no trolling motor, and
I had a big old anchor that wouldn't hold.
and he had a tackle box that was about that big, and it was a Ziploc bag.
He ain't lying, everybody. That's pretty much what we had. So.
Well, and that was what we needed to do to make things fair.
Oh, God. Here we go. Eh? So, anyways, we had a riot here. Steve and Dean got onto some walleye. There was a spot that I checked out on the way back yesterday, too. They said, Peter, go over here. There's a waypoint. They give me the waypoint. Check it out here at the end. And the garment, the traditional screen in the garment lit up. And these walleye were deep, though. I mean, it was ridiculous. 40 was the shallowest. They dropped off into 60 if they were all walleye.
Yeah, they were.
But it was an incredible sight to see how many friggin' walleye were in that one spot you guys were fishing.
The numbers are crazy.
It was insane. So
crazy.
Smallmouth. I got on a good smallmouth pattern today. Finally, it was a 3-day trip we had. We usually do 3 days to shoot. To get everything done, including this kind of stuff. And there was a southwest wind coming up bad. It was like 30 steady, right, with 50 or 60 gusts or something like that today. So in a tinner with no electric, I'm euchred. So I went up to the furthest point I could go to stay out of the wind.
Yeah.
And there's a dam here. And I went along all the riprap banks. And I could actually work it not too bad. And I found one little spot, one little honey hole that I cracked a bunch of good smallmouth in. So that will definitely make the show. And I got, some nice ones. I lost a bunch of fish, too. I mean, it's very hard to fish a tinner, and even in those winds, because you saw where I was fishing. It was in an open gap, and it was just plowing through at me. So I kept her in reverse and just, trying to work back and forth and back and forth and all that stuff.
And not only that, Peter, keep in mind, you're also shooting a television show and running 3 cameras by yourself and trying to fish.
That was the toughest part.
That right there is another great evening for these teams.
Advantage boys for sure, because it's tough. So you got to run. Let's very quickly get into that. So we got a GoPro right beside us, like in these little tinner boats. We got a GoPro. We got what's called an Osmo right up a little higher, and it's another little, just a little camera. And there's another Osmo in the middle that we set up in the middle of the boat. So when you're fishing, you don't want to waste all the batteries, so you can't really run all the cameras all the time. So you got the GoPro running all the time because we got this great big giant battery on it. That gets hook sets if you're sitting down, but most of the time today I was standing up, so I know we didn't get any of those. And then you got to literally flip.
We probably got some pretty nice pictures out of it, though, if you're standing up.
And then the Osmos, you got to, when you set the hook, you go to the Osmo, you flip the screen, and it's got to do a little startup. So you say, okay, I'll go flip the other screen. I'll go back to this one, push record on this one, and you got a fish on at the same time. And you got to keep that fish on. If he's coming towards you, you're in trouble. So it is mayhem in a boat, I have to say.
But it's a 3-camera shoot.
It's a 3-camera shoot for sure. So it's mayhem. And then, of course, the mics die, and then the batteries. Oh, it's absolute mayhem, but it's actually kind of fun. It's good experience because I've never done that before, right? Ange and I have done, with the cameraman, with Rick, for instance, and the whole normal, and you got some B cameras sticking around, but you don't do any of that. You just take care of the fishing, right? And that makes it a little bit easier. So this was,
easier.
I can imagine. I'll give you an instance. I got a 19-inch. I got like a beautiful 4-pound smallmouth today. Guaranteed it had to go 4 because it was fat as hell and it was 19 inches. And I netted the fish, and I'm all excited. Well, finally, I got a big smallie. I net the fish, and if this is the Osmo, I bring it over, and boom, and I hit the side of the net on this stupid camera, and it flips around backwards. And I'm talking to this camera. It's going to be the funniest. I'm sure the editors will put it in there because I'll look like a total idiot. I don't blame them for that. And then I said, oh, damn it, and I'm panicking now, and I got this fish in a net, and so I'm pushing buttons and trying to get this going. I don't know shit about these cameras, really. I just know how to push them on and off, right? That's the only lessons we have.
Yeah.
So then I finally got it going, and then I saw my audio levels go, oh, good. And I think at the very end, when I went to shut it off, I think it wasn't recording after. I think I knocked the record off on that one. And that was the only one where it was real close to the fish. That one got it all. So you'll see this idiot doing all this shit. But it was all in a good story. And then finally, we won't say much about it, but we got a fantastic pike sequence that's going to end the show off. Like we've never done it before in the Fishing Canada show. And it was a total collab of Dean, Steve, and Pete together, working together in one area. And it's just friggin' hilarious what happened there.
Oh,
so
if it's a can't miss, this is a can't miss.
Right. Oh, yeah.
If there's one out there, this is the one you want to see.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, all in all, great fishery. Dino, what do you think of the fishery? Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. The numbers is crazy. Like, well, one, it was a confusing fishery for me. Steve had more experience in this type of thing.
This is
But
Steve's game
the
right
looking,
here.
Because, like, I was expecting, we have about a week left in the lake trout season. So that's what I was expecting. And my experience with lake trout is they're starting to push up.
Yeah.
So every spot we hit that looked like it had like the lake trout on it, it was loaded with walleye.
Yeah.
No matter how.
That was
no matter
freaky,
how
wasn't
deep.
it?
Yeah.
So
That freaked us out.
my whole game plan completely changed.
Yeah.
I was relying on Steve to
Because
even
Steve,
understand it.
when Dean's just talking about was Steve when he was in the French River, the norm is 30 plus feet for
Oh, for
walleye,
sure.
right? You're getting
Yeah.
them at 30,
Yeah,
40,
100%,
50.
30, 40
I know Dean and I have never caught walleye in 50 feet of water on the bottom. We've got them trolling over top of that, but never bottom fishing for it. It blows your mind when you see that, how many are
And
down
there
there.
were thousands there.
Yeah, it was insane.
And
So-
funny enough, today we went to a spot that was in the wind and in the sun, a spot that you spoke of, and Dean and I fished and found yesterday morning and did awesome. And the Ozuri one knock
the whole rattle
beat
bait.
the snot out of me fishing live bait.
Oh, that's awesome when that happens. That's
to the
crazy.
point where I had to put the live bait down and pick up a one knock myself, and got a couple, but Dino was on fire with that. And
That's
we
crazy.
we went back today to the same spot. The fish were all there, but as soon as I dropped down that one knock, I stole it from Dean before he could get up there and grab it. But we're teammates, right? So Dino, he gave it to me.
It's a team.
And we dropped it down. As soon as I dropped it down, I saw right away that they were not reacting anything like they were yesterday.
Oh, really, eh?
Oh, no, they would not
They wouldn't
even move.
Oh,
They were frozen.
wonder.
We didn't catch anything.
The wind changed 180. It was It was
No,
low yesterday, but it was.
Where we were, where it swirls down through the
Between the lakes.
between the shoreline
After the dam, yeah.
It's a narrow lake with high shorelines. It was kind of the same, but it was way heavier. It was colder. It was direct sun in the morning, and they wouldn't move. We downsized.
Holy crap.
I put a floating jig head on that Carolina Pat's rig thing. It's just a Carolina.
Yep.
And a drop shot with a worm, a small jig with a minnow, or actually the shaky shaped shads.
Yeah, the shad shape.
The shad shaped worms were working, but downsize, and on that spot, none of it worked. Like zero. With all of those fish down there, nothing worked.
Yeah.
So we ended up trying to. Dean and I talked, and we finally asked Rick, the cameraman, "What the hell do we do, Rick?"
What do you want us to use, Rick? You know you're in trouble
and
when.
Rick says, "Well, I think we should go get out of the wind."
I love it. Good call, Ricky.
So we went around the corner and we got out of the wind. And once we got into the lee side of the point and into the shade, we found the same looking fish, but as soon as we dropped down, they were on fire.
That's funny you said that.
They were
Because
on
I always thought walleye were wind oriented, et cetera, right? As a rule, that you can
Typically
a
they
typical
are.
walleye wind. The first day we were here, remember we went up to the very top end,
Yeah.
and then I said I found some walleye, and it was on the what do you call it, the lee side? What's the lee side? Is that the
The
calm
lee
side?
side is the calm side.
Yeah. So beautiful little island. It looked perfect. Wind blowing on it, just nice. Nothing went around the lee side, the back side. There's no wind, and it was loaded with these small walleye, and they were biting like crazy. And that surprised me. And they were in 30 to 40 feet of water too. So maybe
it must create an eddy. It creates an eddy coming around, and it drops stuff.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Well, who knows?
Anyways, it was that's interesting
it was there.
as hell. Yeah,
It was there.
Yeah, and there's one more interesting thing. We'll talk about this. The two lakes, they're separated by this old dam. It's the most bizarre thing you've ever seen.
Oh,
you
yeah.
literally got to go through two uprights, a red and green marked poles, big steel pole, or maybe they're plastic, whatever, plastic covered steel.
No, they're steel.
Yeah, and you literally got to take your boat through this old dam that's The dam doesn't show. They've got all markers along there, and it's just under the water, just under the surface. If you went anywhere
like
between
2
the
or
poles,
3
you'd wreck your
feet.
motor and wreck your boat. Right?
You'd hit.
So
And those
very
poles
cool.
are tight, eh?
Yeah. Our boat. I watched you guys go through the other day when I was watching the priest crafting. There's not a whole lot of room on each side.
No.
So and another great fishing area there too. So all in all, I think this is a great trip. We just had a riot here. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
From the accommodations to the food to the people that run the place to the fishing, you can't ask for anything more. And they have great hunting packages here too. So
Absolutely.
bear hunting that's going on right now.
And it's drive too.
Yep.
It's a remote drive too, which is great.
Hawk Junction, if you're looking for it on the map, is close to Hawk Junction. So Airedale Lodge and Airedale Outfitters or Air Service, or whatever you want to call it. So we never even got to the Fishing Canada store, which Ann's always starts on. So I guess we're changing things around here, right? But anyways,
okay.
Fishing Canada store, shop.fishingcanada.com. You get beautiful attire. You got that. Oops, sorry about that. You know,
but
look at you. But dude, you hear that? That was pretty good.
That's
tune, right?
that's to look right here.
This
and you
is,
know what?
Here's a jacket here that you can't get on shop. Nick's going to kill me because you can't buy this one. This is one. These are two.
That's game worn. That thing's worth thousands.
I'll take thousands. Come on. Yeah, I'll sell it. No problem.
Yeah, you never know. You might get a taker.
Yeah. Shop.fishingcanada.com or fishingcanada.com to get your merch, and Nick will set you up. Nick's our store manager now, right, Dino? I believe
that's the new
his title. So
nice.
So he's taking care of business there. I saw him. He had Orion in there the other day. He had him working for us. So he's got the whole family member
got
going
employees
on.
now.
Yeah, exactly. That's even better for Nick because now he can just sit there and do nothing. So okay, you and you.
Well, that's not nothing. That's delegating.
That's true. I think Nick will be a good delegator.
This episode is brought to you by Sail. Sail is proudly Canadian and stocked with over 100 Canadian brands you know and love.
From rods and reels to sonars to kayaks and every last lure you've seen on the Fishing Canada show, Sail has all the gear to get you on the water.
Drop into one of 12 stores across Ontario and Quebec and talk to the real fishing specialists, or gear up online anytime at sail.ca.
Sail, the ultimate destination for your outdoor adventures.
Hey anglers, want to turn your next catch into a competition? Well, check out Anglers Leaderboard, the new fishing platform that lets you track your catches, join friendly competitions, enter tournaments, and see how you rank against others in your region. Use your phone and the photo measure board to automatically detect length and species. No more guesswork. Whether you're fishing for pleasure or to compete, ALB makes every catch count. What's your ALB score? Well, get Anglers Leaderboard today and start climbing the ranks. Visit anglersleaderboard.com to learn more.
Shop.fishingcanada.com. So, listener feedback from at Hurley Lock 6460 via YouTube. In response to Pete and Dean's discussion about Burbot. Dean's my Burbot expert because I don't know shit about it. So, in the Beauchesne episode, hey guys, very interesting topic with Burbot, open water pike fishing, pike eating burbot, etc. I fish burbot fairly regularly, especially in winter. Here in Alberta, they are regulated like any other game fish. That's cool. So that's good. They got limits on them because they don't here in Ontario, right, Dean?
No, they don't.
Although they are prominently a bottom feeder, they do feed in all areas of the water column. Yeah, that's for sure. I have even had them try to eat the transducer of my fish finder under the ice.
That's cool.
Wow. So I'm not surprised pike are eating them in open water. They are great game fish, great table fare, and should be regulated and respected. As always, great podcast. Well, that's cool. That's I think we talked about that, Dean. We did. You said that for sure that they should be
in a lot
regulated.
of places they aren't regulated at all, and which means basically you can take as many as you want.
Yeah.
Like they're just not controlled.
Yeah. So they're and again, for those that have never seen a burbot, look it up online because if you see one of these things, I think a lot of people would be so scared they'd kick it and throw it in the bush or leave it on the ice and kill it because they think
people have no idea what they are.
They have no idea. They
and
look like
weird
a monster.
When you catch them, they just squirm around.
Yeah, they're like an eel. The way they wrap their tail around your arm when you grab them and all that stuff. But they are, like as Buddy said here, as Hurley Locke said, they're a great table fare. So
they are.
They're just like a beautiful white, tasty flesh. So you really need to treat them with respect, as he says. And hopefully Ontario, we know Mike Harris now, the new minister, and maybe we'll get him to consider putting limits on it and because it needs to be.
There's a movement to do it in the States because a lot of them are getting depleted now that people know about them. I mean, people have always known about them, but I think like with all the information there is online, people know that you can eat them and that they're fun to catch. And
Right.
because a lot of times, how I started to catch them was you catch them by accident if you stay on a walleye spot too long past dark. The burbot move in.
Right.
And I used to, we thought they were mud puppies when I was a kid. We
Right.
would think like, they start as this little tadpole.
That's an
they
ugly
grow.
animal. That.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But the same, like they're just very misunderstood, I guess.
Yeah.
No one knows what they are. So I think they need a little bit of help.
Right. And they do, when you're ice fishing, that's when they spawn, right in the dark.
Yeah, they spawn
come
in
up on the
February.
shoals under the dark,
Yep.
and they sort of come up and come to life. And do they bite during the
Oh,
spawn?
yeah, like crazy, yeah.
Are they protective? Is
I've
that what it is,
heard,
or-
I don't know, I think they're like bass where they protect their eggs.
Okay.
So they're more aggressive. That's why I think they're hard to catch in the summer, because no
Yeah.
one, I don't know where they are. I think he actually said in there that he knows where they are, that he fishes them in the summer occasionally.
Well, he must get on them then, yeah.
But I've never caught one in the summer.
I like the way that thing is bit his transducer under the ice. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That means they're pretty aggressive, obviously, right?
They're
So,
super aggressive.
Yeah, like a big serpent. But anyways,
Like a big old muskie.
yeah.
I had
Without
a
the teeth.
muskie attack the prop on my boat.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of stories about that, but I've never seen it or heard of it.
I
so-
wasn't running. We were casting. I was casting up the back of the boat, and the muskie come up, followed my bait, and hit the prop on the boat.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah. So, anyways, that's cool. And thank you very much, Hurley, for that. Obviously, he sent it via YouTube, but you can send it Instagram, you can send it Facebook, you can send it any email,
Yep,
info
anywhere.
at fishingcanada.com. So please keep this stuff coming, because this is interesting. Because two things. We can always learn something out of it, get great stories out of it like that, and it keeps the audience engaged. And we like reading this stuff. It gives, it's fun.
Absolutely.
Chatter, fun banter. So good podcast stuff. So thank you very much for that, Hurley. Conservation Corner. Stephen, have you ever caught a grass carp in your life?
No.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Oh, great.
What would you do if you caught a fish that you had no idea what it was, but maybe you thought maybe it was a grass carp? What would you do?
I would identify it using ChatGPT with the picture. I'd take a picture of it, ask ChatGPT what it is, and it would say, this is a grass carp.
Okay, and then what would you do?
Kill it,
Why would you kill it?
because it's bad.
Okay, brought to you by the Invasive Species Center. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what he's saying is good. I mean, no matter what it takes. Go to Asian, it's not AsianCarp.ca anymore, is it?
InvasiveCarp.ca.
InvasiveCarp.ca anymore. Go to there. If you forget that, maybe ChatGPT can put it through. Hey, Chat! I love,
your
I love
Google
those chat
machine.
gorillas, man.
Oh,
Hey, Chat,
yeah,
what's
yeah,
that fish? Oh, that's a grass carp. Oh, you know what they're going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
And report
obviously-
it. You got to report it.
Oh, you have to report it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're on the shore, no problem. You're going to tell them exactly where you're standing, show it. Whatever. If you're in your boat, knock a waypoint in there and call it grass or something like that, or ass. I don't care what you call it, grass carp or carp, whatever you want to call it, and give the MNR or Asian carp the people here all the information you can get along with the fish, because that location is just as important as the fish, right?
100%.
Not just the body of water. I mean, they're roamers. They're not like a bass that sits on a hump. I mean, they are filter feeders or whatever they are. So they're going to swim around and just keep eating like a whale, eating krill, right? So,
Well, it's ridiculous how much vegetation they eat in a day.
yeah, up to 80. No, the fish go up to 80 pounds
Yep.
and 40% of their body weight.
That's right, yep.
A day.
A day.
So that's
And they've upped that 80 pounds thing. We have a read that we just got sent in. That's it. It's up to 100 pounds now.
no kidding.
For a grass carp.
So they must have caught some heavier ones.
Wow.
That
So-
read's not up to date. I got a new one.
Wow.
He's always privy. 100 pounds. So there you go, folks. That's a big, nasty weed-eating machine that we don't need in our waters.
No.
I hate to say it, but Stevie's right. You kill it and you take care of it, and you call the authorities. So
Well,
invasivecarp.ca is that.
The industry that it threatens, which is the sport fishing industry, the commercial fishing industry in freshwater, is I think I'm very safe saying it's $1 billion industry.
Oh God, absolutely.
With a B. And I'm talking across North America, and we don't have that. Well, Ange and I on the last podcast that I did had the conversation where he was saying that there is there have been confirmed
Cases?
cases.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
There has.
in our water.
But no established populations.
No established population, and they have yet to find any that are breeders, right? They're all sterile so far.
Yep.
So, okay, but it's still not good. It's still not great. You need to get rid of them no matter what.
So how are they sterile? Are they like donkeys?
They're triploids, yeah.
Triploids.
Aye.
Yep.
Aye, like donkeys. They are kind of like donkeys, aren't they? Yeah. A donkey.
Well, actually, I think the mules are the
mules.
sterile ones.
Yeah.
And that's when the donkeys and horses get a little bit wild.
He always
On
says
that note, who's the news brought to us by?
J&B Cycle and Marine in Timmins and in Sudbury, and we are going there tomorrow.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
sir. That's our next stop on this tour, by the way.
The day is here.
The day is here, finally. We've never been. Ange and I have never been to their location. Obviously, the team hasn't either. Either location. Or, have you been to Sudbury one, Dean? Have you guys been to that?
No, I don't think so.
I haven't. I know that for sure. So I can't wait to go because they got a great facility up in Timmins here. So we're going to be heading up there from here and close to Wawa, Hawk Junction, where we are. So we got a 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive, something like that. I think
I thought it was longer than
something
that.
like that.
Maybe not.
5, I guess.
Oh, really? Jeez,
Well,
it's getting longer every day.
I know. I thought it was
You
shorter
boys are
than
wanting to drink tonight, aren't you? That's what it is. You're going to have a little hangover tomorrow, so you're going to take your time getting out of bed.
that. I think you're driving.
Yeah, I know I'm driving, as usual, right? So,
Yeah, you could split it up, eh?
yeah, if you guys want to drive tomorrow, that's good. I can have a couple beers tonight then.
Yeah, we got the big boss's rig.
Oh, yeah, it's nice, eh? That's a nice truck.
Yeah.
You got Reggie's got the rig.
Marco's got the cargo.
We got Reggie's rig tonight for this trip. Brought to you by J&B Cycle and Marine. jbcycle.com is the website. And you're going to be hearing a lot more from that the next podcast, probably after this one, right?
Yeah,
I would
next
think.
one.
So,
Yep.
in the news, 90% of poaching cases... 96%, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should not underrate that. 96% of poaching cases go undetected. Stephen, talk to me.
It's a crazy stat.
I hate that. I hate poachers. I
Yep.
just freaking hate them so
Yep.
much. Pisses me off.
It come from a Boone and Crockett Club study that found only 4% of poaching cases are detected in the United States.
I wonder how the hell they figured that one out. So how do they know that 96%? How do they know that number?
Well, they must have.
Seen, like, how do you see these cases, but they're not?
That's a great question. I was trying to make up a great answer, but it's a good question that I don't have I'm not sure.
Maybe it's like
Dean?
like when they report. It should be on the paper there, but I think if you had access to how many like poaching cases were reported, like someone found a bear that wasn't harvested properly or something like that, and how many times you can actually associate that with someone getting charged.
Yeah,
Right.
That's
yeah.
probably where that number comes from.
Somebody left that bear, and then
Well, they find evidence
heard a
of
car
something
coming,
that's
they ran,
happened.
and they're staying there. The carcass is laying there,
Or they
and
find a
must
net
poach.
in a lake and they can never track it to
Right.
anyone or something
Right,
like that.
because it's a high number. It's just to prove that that number that they came up with 96%. But anyways, it's estimated that $1.4 billion annual cost for the lost finds and replacing animals. That's like you were talking about billions right there. There it goes again.
There's a lot of money.
1.4 billions, from lost finds, and it's unfortunate because these guys, guys and girls. I'm sure there's women that do it too, but I know it's mostly guys. I would assume, from any poaching, incidents I've seen in the news, it's always dudes.
And what do you think the reasons are they go undetected?
I have no idea.
Well, one is remote terrain and private land. Like I imagine there's a lot of poaching that goes on private land.
Oh, for sure.
Right? That's probably where a lot of it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got your own land and, people.
Oh, you're saying your own land.
Yeah, private, like-
I got
like
200
it's-
acres and I'm going to kill
Absolutely.
my deer and I don't give a shit when it's going to happen, right?
Yeah. Or you've got a cottage or a camp on a lake and you go out from your camp and you take fish and you come straight back home.
Off your dock.
Yeah, off your dock or in your boat right out front.
Yeah.
Like I heard a lot of that on Lake Nipissing. Like I
Really,
heard rumor of that. Oh yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
The other thing I can think of is there's not enough game wardens out there.
Oh,
That's for sure.
no
true.
shit, Sherlock. I'll say that one right there because that is a travesty.
Wow,
You know
and-
what I mean? And that's from the north to the south to everywhere.
sure.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I owned Chaudière for 10 years, and I knew that I was going to see the game wardens either on one of two holidays, the civic holiday, or I was going to see them on Canada Day. And if you saw them on one, you weren't going to see them on the other.
That's it for the year.
Yeah.
So they don't come and check your camp. They don't.
No, there was in 10 years, sprinkle in another half a dozen encounters with them.
Wow.
And
We got
that's on
checked.
a-
Remember, we got checked at Nordic Point. Remember they came there when we were up there a couple
No,
of years ago?
that
Yeah,
wasn't-
Steve and I were out, but we didn't get checked.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
They came
did.
right through
Yeah.
the camp, so they drove up.
Oh,
drive-through
yeah,
lodge.
yeah.
They
They
drove up and
come
checked
through
our
the camp.
licenses and all that stuff. So that's good. And I got checked on Buck Lake
On
this
Buck
year
Lake, yeah.
via the float plane.
Float plane.
That was insane. So they are out there, but
Yeah.
but honestly, like Ange and I, and then you guys included here, but Ange and I, for as long as we've been out in the field, we haven't seen a whole lot of game wardens out there. I'll tell you that right now.
and it's
you
so
know.
hard too because there's no witnesses, right? You're in the middle of God's country, and if you're there with somebody else, obviously they're going to be an accessory or they're part of it, and everybody keeps their mouth shut.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's an intimidation factor on some
Yeah.
people that see something and say, "Holy, I got to get out of here." I'm not, and they're afraid for their life. You know, these guys are killing deer, killing bear illegally. I
Well,
gotta
and
get
a
the hell
lot
out
of
there.
them, they're going like, I mean, you got a couple of different kinds of poachers. You've got trophy hunters, right? You've got people who are opportunistic.
So what? So let's back up on that. The trophy hunter. So that guy wants to kill a 14-point whitetail. If there's such an animal, I don't even know if there is such
Yeah.
a thing. And he's going to kill that thing just to put that head up on his wall and do it
Yeah, for
illegally.
sure,
He doesn't
yeah.
give
Yeah.
Really, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
That's
more prevalent
probably-
than eating? Because I've always thought they
Wow.
wanted to eat this. I'm killing that deer and I want to eat it. So
I don't think
No.
those guys care about that at all.
Well,
Really?
those
I'm
guys,
sure they
but
do eat it, but-
I
Okay.
think there's more people that are poaching to eat. I would hope.
I don't think so. A lot of these poaching, like I could be wrong, but a lot of times when you hear about it, it's a deer that doesn't have a head that's left on the side
Yeah.
of
Oh, my
a logging
God,
road or something. Like,
really?
oh yeah, like I don't think they care.
Well,
So in fishing, it'd be different. Fishing, they're poaching to eat as a rule, right? They're not going to put a pickerel on the wall. They're out there to get pickerel in their
Yeah.
belly. I
yeah, all of the cases that I've heard tell of.
think. Yeah, it makes more sense. But that's scary, man. That trophy thing. That's
Yeah.
that's so sad.
And then there's the other type of person who's poaching for a rare commodity, like
Bear gallbladder.
Yeah,
bear
That's a big
gallbladder is a
one,
big
right?
one,
That's
Yeah.
a
or like
huge one.
rhinoceros horns, or
God.
something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
the ivory from
Any
from
tusk,
tusks.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Wow.
Yeah.
I see. You see the shame to me in that trophy thing. Going back to the trophy, the head of that deer, is that Dean Taylor's a deer hunter. I got so many buddies, Mikey Burris and all my Napanee boys. They're all legal deer hunters. And
Yeah.
they see that deer. They say, "Oh my God, I saw him on my camera." They go out every morning to try and get it. And then this guy goes and jacklights it, in the middle of the night with
Yep.
blinds it. But
Yeah.
that's such a travesty to good legal hunters out
Or
there, ethical
using
hunters out there,
drones
or
or
whatever.
all kinds of
You know,
stuff.
that's just brutal. I mean, that's
Yeah. So
that's
what
brutal.
what do you think we can do to well, I'm not saying you and I, Peter and Dean, but how do you fix the problem?
To me, the fines have to be way, way higher.
Yeah,
like
there's
you
never
got to
good
really
fines.
think twice. Like, okay, my
Yeah.
life is going to change if I do this.
Yeah,
And more officers too would
absolutely.
help.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
That is absolutely huge. I mean, there was a time when there was a lot of conservation officers. Then they said, "Oh, we got to make cuts. We got to get cuts." And where do we do it? And they cut these guys out of the field. You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's horse shit. Why would you?
Yeah.
These are our policemen out there for this.
For our
stuff that
resources.
we do. Yeah, for just not for the stuff that we do, just for our animals, our wildlife. You know what I mean? To keep it pristine and keep Canada as good as it always has been and should be. It's ridiculous in that. So
Yes.
but I like the fine thing. I mean, I wish, because you hear about these fines they slap on these people, and it's the most ridiculous thing, a $250 fine or a $1,000 fine for something that's so huge. Like, come on,
Yeah.
really? You need,
Yeah.
like Dean says, it's got to be life-altering. Holy shit, I'm going to have to sell my car to pay for this fine. You know what I mean? And now what am I going to do to get around? I got to take a bus now. Too bad, Charlie. You know what I mean? You got to, It's, I mean, the fines are huge for that. So, anyways, it's a nasty subject for sure. I hate hearing about it. I remember those guys stuffing those walleye bellies in that in that tournament, and then that dickhead that was in there, that one of the guys that was there. Yeah. Then he started using counterfeit money, and he got his kid to counterfeiting, and he had 10 or I don't know how many trophy deer he had killed, and all that. He just went more and more and more into this guy. That guy should be fined $100,000. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and take all the gear, everything.
They did catch him. So I can't remember what the outcome of that was, but he's a prime example. He went
to jail, actually.
Yeah, he's a prime example of a poacher that will not learn. You know what I mean? He did this stuff after the fact of trying to cheat people out of that tournament. So.
And more public education and teaching our children about being good earth keepers and people our age and older and reminding them that you know how the fishing was when we were kids, and you always lament about that. Just think that you want to leave the next generation something that is as good or better than what it was when you were little. It's important.
I just wonder, I think there's just a certain person that's a criminal.
That could be.
It goes into our world with the fishing game, you know what I mean? But these people that are stealing cars all the time, these kids shouldn't have been brought up that way. What did they see? What happened to them? You know what I mean? To go to that way. These people that murder people. Every crime out there, I think it's a different breed of person, and they keep doing it, and they keep going, and there's an adrenaline rush for them.
That's because they let them out.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But even so, I mean, like, you put a guy in jail, and they kill somebody else in jail, too. They just have this... I don't know. There's, it's an insane little mind frame that they have going on, and they just have to do the negative to. I don't know. Anyways, the whole thing is screwy. I don't like it. I don't like poachers. I hate you assholes. Okay, piss off. Stop it.
Yeah. Leave them out there for the people that are doing it legal.
Yeah, man. Please. So.
This episode is brought to you by Anglers Leaderboard and its Spot Mapper feature. Spot Mapper connects your catch data to your spots, allowing you to view your catch history. With Spot Mapper, your locations stay completely private. Only you can access them, so your favorite spots stay your secret. Learn more at anglersleaderboard.com.
Where are we going, Peter?
How about our, what do we got, Dino? What is this?
We got the fan question.
The fan question! Oh my God, it's not written in there. See, that is blanked out.
Sponsored by fishfindermounts.com.
You were using them all week, eh?
I was.
You were, and?
Dean and I were.
And you were too. You had a portable.
I know. But
that's a beautiful
he's
portable.
He's a newbie. The only issue I had on that was that awesome clamp that they have, Dean. That you have.
Yeah.
We have another one too, a double clamp. It wasn't the clamp was the problem, was the boat. That was a problem. So, of course, that boat that these guys gave me during the Derby, then one, hey, Peter, you got to take that. And that's didn't work out
part
real
of the
well.
evening process, but
that's all
part
but
of...
other than that, your setup is awesome.
Yeah,
Dean's got one of the portable setups with the Gen 3 clamp, and boom, in.
That thing is awesome.
Back. Oh, my God.
I can say that. Oh, that's... Angie's going to be upset with you touching that thing like that.
That's okay. He'll get over it.
All right,
him and I have a cigar and we'll talk about it.
Okay, I'll take the question.
Fan question brought to you by fishfindermounts.com. Do you want to read that?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Say from?
This is from, where are we here?
Right there.
Frontier Fishing with Ryan MacD.
Well, there's a handle for you.
Via YouTube. And are they getting in the YouTube? Do you get into the draw?
He's in contention. We'll have to look at this.
You're a contender, brother.
You can help us with this, Stephen, to see if he's a contender or not. We may have to maybe put him on the maybe list and then verify it with Angela when we get back. You never know. But he's in the contention. So
listen, anybody that's got a handle like Ryan MacD, he's got my vote. You got my vote, brother.
Frontier Fishing with Ryan MacD.
But he ended it great.
Yeah,
it's a great one. Okay. Yeah. I have enjoyed your shows since I was a young child. So he's talking about you, Peter. Growing up fishing and hunting in southwestern Ontario, I always had the ambition to get into a career focused around fishing and discovered an opportunity to do this by working as a fishing guide at a fishing lodge.
Woo, you know that.
Baby.
You know all about that
Yes,
one.
I do. Since 2006, I have been guiding throughout Canada. But in 2008, I discovered Frontier Fishing Lodge on the east arm of
I
Great
get it.
Slave Lake.
I get it. Frontier fishing with Ryan.
Yes, on Great Slave Lake, no doubt.
Ooh.
What a fishery that is.
Yeah, I've been there, done that.
Oh, buddy, yeah.
That's a good one.
I was close.
Yeah, you are.
And have been guiding there ever since for large trophy lake trout, northern pike, and Arctic grayling.
Yeah.
When I started working there in 2008, we had two fellow senior guides who were 80 years old and still out guiding on the big lake. Have you two ever thought about retiring to the life of a fishing guide at a remote fishing lodge? And I think when he says the two of you, he's not thinking about me.
No, he's talking
thinking
about Uncle Angelo
Yeah, he's
and
talking
myself.
about Uncle Angelo, but I'm pretty sure.
Ann says no. Right now, I'm going to say Ann says no.
No.
He'll say no, thank you, please.
Yes.
And Petey would probably. God, I couldn't. I just couldn't do it because of the age factor. I get those old guys. You know what I mean? Those 80-year-old dudes, I commend them highly for that.
Oh,
but
my
they
God.
must just love that job. And it is the perfect environment. Great Slave Lake is the perfect environment. If you're going to guide, you're not going to go fishless. You know what I mean? If
No,
you don't
it's
catch
not
fish,
even that, though.
It's going to be because the weather put you off the lake.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're
but
going to
just
catch
think
fish.
about how physically demanding it could be out there if you run into bad weather.
Oh, my God. That lake makes this thing look like a flat plate. You know what I mean?
Jay Cooper guided out there for a couple of years,
did
and
he?
he told me stories about being in boats out there and having their arms up so that when their boat dropped down into the trough in front of them, they could see as
next
they were
people
the
in front
next
of them.
people
Yeah.
as they were popping up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it is that.
They kind of work together. What Steve's talking about, the
Yeah.
lodge works together in gathering the boats. Say, okay, guys, we got to get back. It's too bad, and then we're going in a train sort of thing of 3 or 4 boats, and they got to stay.
Or
like
they
that. But-
start together, but
yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna say no. I thought about it through my life, but I've talked to so many fishing guides, and I've just listened to them and heard their stories. And although they love it, and we all love fishing like with a passion, there's no doubt about it. I love fishing enough to definitely think about being a guide. But I think now that I've done this route with the TV stuff, I think my retirement will be just going fishing for fun. You know what I mean? And learning more and just fish as long as I can by myself with my buddies, whatever like that. I think it's just I think that's my deal. I don't want the pressure of the guiding thing and all that stuff. So I'd have to say no as well on that one. I'm pretty sure I won't be doing that as a retirement. Offering my wife, maybe she wants me to do that. Get the hell out. Maybe that's what these guys do. These 80-year-olds, I got to get away from the wife. Oh, honey, sorry, I got to be gone for the summer. You never know.
well, it's an interesting question.
It is.
Because
it's a great question.
I'm a little younger than you, Pete, and in a
Yes.
little bit of a different place in my life. I'm
Yes.
50, going to be 50 coming up here, and I sold the lodge.
5 ans.
About 6 or 7 years ago now, and I have seriously considered it.
A guide,
On the French.
Muskie
Yeah.
guide,
Everything,
or everything.
everything. And it's because of where I'm at in my life, doing this. If I wanted to make a serious career change, right? And as much as I love everything, I need to do things other than just go on the road with the Fishing Canada television show.
Right.
And guiding is something that I can schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Guiding is something that I can do that I'm familiar with,
Yeah,
and I do love.
you've done it,
But
yeah.
listen, you and I both know guiding is not fishing.
Oh, God,
It's a totally different game.
God, no.
And I have the asset of the island on the Upper French River with a cottage and
Yeah,
some
yeah, you
bunkies,
got-
and
yeah,
I can
absolutely.
house people, guide for them, and guide for a couple of places up there. So my answer to that, although I'm not fully retired or anything like that, is yeah. I would consider that.
See, you could do it as a job, though, too,
That's right.
As part of your, not really retirement, and carry on to whatever you want to quit it, sort of thing like that.
But at the end of the day, it's a job. Whether you're retired from one job and moving on to the next, it's still a job.
Give me a little lowdown here. So, a guide at that lodge up there on anybody on the Great Bear, Great Slave Lake lodges like that.
Yeah.
What's that guy make? A day, a year, whatever?
Well,
How's that work?
Can you speak to that?
Yeah.
I can speak to what I make.
I'm thinking in a summer, like 15 grand, 20 grand, maybe.
I would think.
Grand?
I don't think
it's a short year up there.
Such
like
a short
there,
season, like
well,
you're 2 months.
July, August.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
They're expensive days, man. Like at Chaudière, if you want to go on a muskie guide, you're looking at $650 a day.
For how many
much
guys?
goes to the
2 guys?
That's Wow, that's
what I was
not
going to say
each.
next, Dean. Thank you.
What's that?
How much goes to the guide and how much does the lodge take?
Well, it depends. If the guide's using his own boat, it all goes to the guide.
Yeah, but that's not, so these remote lodges.
Never.
My experience is like those guys are making minimum wage and then they're fighting for their tips because they're using all the lodge's equipment. They're just an employee, right?
You can. So. I know that with not using my own boat and guiding for a lodge, I made in 2 days $1,100.
Yeah, that's great.
That's okay.
That's with tips.
Yep.
That's with tips.
That's
right.
Great.
That was $400 a day plus tips.
Did you hear that, CRA? Just in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
You got to make sure Steven's
on
top
son of a beep.
I'll put a beep over that.
It doesn't matter. You can tell him I don't make enough for CRA to be worried about me.
Exactly. So you can make. So is that species specific though? Muskie stuff because they're going to pay high end stuff.
Muskie is more expensive.
Sure, they're going to pay more money for that.
That's right.
I think. Right.
I knew an 80-year-old who I guided with in Kenora. Yeah, he might not have been 80. He might have been just shy of 80. But how he made it work is he guided in the summer up here, guided maybe 5 months, made 15 to 20, and then he moved to Mexico for the rest of the year. And your money goes a long way down there.
It's a nice single man, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The senoritas down. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's what I'm doing then.
That's
okay.
the life.
Okay, anybody want to hire Pete Bowman for a couple of months? Because he's going south after that. I like that life. It's an interesting question, but to go back to it. And definitely, I think I'm going to give you the okay on this one. Angie's going to okay that for sure because I think it's a good question. And it's
excellent.
It just pertains to this whole on the road too, because we're working amongst guides here all the time. And all
I hired guides for a decade.
Yeah, and we got a good little chat out of that, some insight. That'd be a great podcast just about guides and all that stuff for. Not for you, Ange and I.
I've done a few.
I bet you have. You probably
Diaries of a Lodge Owner, folks.
What was it?
Diaries of a Lodge Owner podcast. You can get that anywhere you get your podcasts.
Anyways, thanks for that question. Again, throw it into YouTube. On our YouTube channel as a comment or whatever, Dean, and you will be eligible. If you do it via Facebook, Instagram, or email, you will not be eligible. So it's smart to just slide in there and throw a comment with a question or like that, and then you at least get a chance for a $50 gift certificate from Angelo okaying it and Nick doing all the work with it. Right? Well, Nick delegating all the work for it. Okay, that's what it's going to be. Main segment. Well, we already got to the main segment. That's all we got. Brought to you by Silverwax. Just in case anybody was wondering with the whole main segment.
And they do have a contest up right now. So we're trying to let people try the products. So we have a contest up on the website right now where you can win a whole bunch of it.
Oh, perfect.
And
they just go to the website and look for Silverwax contest. Beautiful. Yep. So there you go, because it is
same
good stuff.
Like before.
We've
get
been
them in many as you can.
Yeah, no kidding, and give it a try. What the heck? These any cleaning products nowadays are not cheap if you're going through the whole right from start to finish. So it's nice to get a little a freebie if there you go to the contest. But we highly recommend Silverwax. It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
So that's basically it.
I'd like to say thank you to Martin and Jenn and Airedale Lodge. Absolutely. I mean, this place is gorgeous. The fishery is awesome. like to catch numbers, man, and big fish. Watch the episode.
And we hit this perfect because all the fishing guests are gone now. The year is over, so we came in the first week that everybody was gone. So we got the whole lodge. It's not like it's empty here all the time. Trust us. So we got lucky on it. And look at the swag back there behind us. Obviously, you can see
Airedale.
That's they got the best logo I think in all lodging. It's
looks like an old export label.
It does. Like
almost an export.
Yeah, it's got that shape to it,
and it's got a plane on it, a float plane.
Yeah,
That's
old school
very
sort of
cool.
thing. So these guys, if you want to get a hold of them, just go to the website. Look up. You just type in Airedale Outpost or Airedale Lodge, and you'll get it. And these guys have been fantastic to us. The fishing has been amazing. My boys here have been good.
Accommodations,
Stephen Dean kicked the shit out of me in this tournament. But
I don't know. You're going to have to watch.
They
I'm a little
387 walleye, and they measure by inches. So I got to measure my boat 17 times to beat the bastards. Anyway.
You got the penthouse here, man.
I got lucky at the penthouse. That I do. I will say that we had. I won't even get into that, but let's just say we got some pretty damn good accommodations along with the meals here too. So, anyways, from Airedale Lodge, this is the Outdoor Journal Radio Podcast. Steve Nisbicki sitting in for us. Dean Taylor, give us something there, Dean. Give me something. I love it. Rick, they're listening on the camera. And I'm Pete. Everybody, thanks so much for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you again.
This episode of Outdoor Journal Radio is brought to you in part by the Invasive Species Centre, protecting Canada's land and water from invasive species. Freedom Cruise Canada, rent the boat, own the memories. JMB Cycle and Marine, your home for all things power sports, boats, and equipment. And Silver Wax, absolute care for everything you drive.